Hi, I'm Allie.
Hey, I'm Mario, and this is the East and West Atlantic Real Estate Podcast.
Mario, hi.
Hey, Ali, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Great, great. And we're here in an unbelievable place here in the middle of Portugal in the Alentejo with Jose, our host. Jose is the founder of Land Vineyards, an incredible wine estate that we'll obviously be talking about during this podcast. And Jose, meet Ali. Ali is our colleague
Hi.
from the Hamptons.
Fantastic.
So we're gonna be enlightened about this area, this destination, and more specifically about this unbelievable wine estate. So, Ali,
You know
you have
what?
a privilege to start off.
You know what? I am a little mad at you guys. I didn't receive the invitation, but it's okay. You know what? I'm here in the Hamptons. It's very beautiful here today. Maybe after this, I'll head down to the beach. But it looks so wonderful where you guys are. So wonderful.
This is an introduction to your stay. Don't you worry. Okay.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Well, look, it's such a pleasure, Jose. Thank you very much for joining us. We're thrilled that you could be here today. I'd be really, really interested to know, as would our audience, how this all started for you. Is it a family business? What's the story?
Hi. So fantastic to be here. It's a great pleasure to meet you, Ellie, and to be with my friend Mario. We are actually from this region. My family is from Alentejo, and we've been here for some time. So we had a small wine production before, and we came out more or less 13 years ago with the idea of creating, let's call it a resort that has a hotel and has vineyards and has a winery that could allow the owners to make their own wine. And so the idea was it was our own property, belonged to the family from some time. And we had the idea to combine architecture, wine culture, to do something that could create value for the region and that could be also interesting for new owners.
Well, and you definitely succeeded in it. And actually, as a matter of fact, talking about the destination, can you tell us a little bit more about the Alentejo as a region, considering it's your home turf as well?
Alentejo, it's well, I'm from here and I really love it, but I think that it's an amazing region in Europe because it's the south of Lisbon, so it's between Lisbon and the Algarve, and has rural areas, so as countryside, but also has an amazing Atlantic coast with fantastic coastline. So it's one of the few regions in Europe that combines the countryside and the Atlantic.
Wow.
And it's a region that has not been spoiled like so many other regions in Europe on the last century. So it's a region that they had no industry, had no massified urbanization. It's basically a wild area. We say when we come to Alentejo, take a walk on the wild side of Europe. So it's really a very beautiful region, still wild, still preserved, where you can live by nature, where you can grow your own vegetables, make your own wine, and it's also a region full of culture. So we have Portugal. It's an old European country, but we have lots of layers of culture. We have the Phoenicians here, then we had the Romans, then we had the Arabs, then we had the northern cultures. So, for instance, Évora is going to be Europe's capital of culture in 27 because of this. So, and Évora, it's a UNESCO heritage site, and it's the capital of Alentejo. So it's really a region where we can combine countryside, the beach with a fantastic and very preserved Atlantic coast, with few hotels, and lots of interesting things to do.
Right.
You have to discover it. Come here and discover it.
I love that. You know, it sounds very similar to what we have here in the Hamptons. So
Yes, in some ways it's similar to the Hamptons. Yes.
Yes,
Because
so the Hamptons, if our listeners haven't been here, is a very, very beautiful part of the northeast of North America. And we have farmland, we have vineyards, and we have the beach. And it's very unique and very, very beautiful. So I understand why people keep coming back.
So it's a natural fit for your clients to come and explore this part of Portugal as well, for sure. And all of this, Ali, just 1 hour away driving from Lisbon. I know when we talk distances, Americans have a pretty different approach to to as to what is far. Well, this is really nearby to especially for your standards. It's just an hour driving from Lisbon. And like Jose was saying, the coastline is not even an hour away from where we're at right now, and we're in the midst of vineyards.
Jose, do you think that's a reason that people keep coming back, or people are starting to discover this part of Portugal?
yes, absolutely. Now we launched the project 12 years ago, so the hotel is open for 13 years. We have now a community of 60 people, 60 families living here, and a very mixed international community, and some Americans. We have some Americans that are coming and discovering the place. So yes, I think it's starting to be known. We have Americans that live here half the year, and some Americans that choose this place to retire early and to live here. We have a couple of young people around 40s that choose this region to live, really to live. So, and we have other nationalities like Spanish, one Japanese. It's a very mixed community. Yes.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And you mentioned families. So a lot of my audiences are mums and families. And it sounds like it's a very safe area, a very welcoming area for
No,
families.
absolutely. So Portugal is one of the safest countries in Europe, and Alentejo, it's virtually a very, very safe region. So we don't have any record of violence in the state or any kind of significant crime incident in the last 13 years. So it's a very safe area. It's one of the first reasons for tourism in Portugal and for new residents in Portugal. It's security. It's because it's a safe area.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And actually, as we're talking about families and the type of people purchasing here, can you elaborate a little bit more on your concept from a real estate perspective? So you have these different cultures. From what we understand, they're all designed by very renowned architects. Can you elaborate a little bit on how you go about developing the real estate here on the estate?
So we are now in the second phase. We are more or less 60% of the project is being already sold and built. This means more or less 60 something villas. And what we do, we have clusters. Each cluster has 8 or 10 villas. This gives the owners a sense of community because they are not isolated. And each cluster is designed by a different architect. So the clusters that we are promoting, one is designed by an English firm, which is Serres and Bates, another by a Portuguese architect, which is João Luís Carrilho da Graça, and another by a Swiss architect, which is Peter Merkley. And they all have the same common theme, which is the Alentejo patio houses. So, but it's very contemporary, very modern architecture. And what we do, we sell the plots. We sell all the project is already licensed, all the architecture is done, but we sell off plan. So the owner buys the plots, and then normally the owner chooses to customize the house. So this is one big thing that interesting feature that we allow, because the owner can choose different materials, can choose different extras, can change the interior layout to have his dream house. So, and normally we appoint a project manager that does that, and construction takes more or less 16 months. So we are now building 13 homes for more or less 2 Portuguese and 14 foreigners. Yes.
Wow, what a wonderful project. I love it so much.
Thank you.
Can you tell us some? When I travel or when I go and visit friends and family, I love to know about the amenities. Can you talk to us a little bit about the amenities in the property?
So there are two important amenities. One is the hotel. We have a small Relais Chateau hotel with two restaurants, with a interior pool, with a hammam, a sauna. So you can take advantage of the hotel. You have owners have a special discount in these facilities. If you want to have a party or a private dinner, you can hire a private chef to do so. Um, you can have laundry service. So there's a lot of service that owners can benefit from the hotel, which is important. And then we have one very unique feature, which is the wine club. So we don't have a golf, but we have a wine club. So automatically the owners are members of a wine club. And this means that they can have their own vineyards and they can really make their own wine each year. We have a winery in the hotel. We are now in the wine club main room. So the owners can really make each year their own wine. They can have their own label. They can choose the grape varieties. They can choose the type of oak barrel that they use to age the wine. And then the wine club is also a kind of a social way for people to meet, because we have a lot of activities. Each month we have like a introduction of a new winery in the region. We have wine counseling for the owners, so it's something that acts a little bit like a golf club for the golf properties where owners meet, etc.
Oh, I love that. That sounds so amazing.
Well, and as you can see on the background, we're sitting in the wine room where all the wine tasting is done, actually. And as a matter of fact, I think to reiterate what Jose was saying, it's quite unique to be able not only to buy, the land, the plot on which your house is going to be built, but to have the option to buy, a piece of the vineyards, and as a result of that, produce your own wine. I think there's nothing like it basically in Europe, which is absolutely a draw for people that are lovers of gastronomy and wine. But then again, what else triggers your curiosity here when it comes to land vineyards?
So I have a question actually, because we talked about it a few minutes ago. I know that there would be people in the Hamptons that would be very, very interested in what we're talking about today. What are some of the activities that you have embarked upon to make sure that Americans are aware of what you're doing? Because this is something I'd love to spread the word about. I think this is just such a wonderful concept.
For instance, in the last December, we had a very nice feature piece in the Wall Street Journal about wine resorts. So they did a very interesting piece about wine resorts in Europe, and land was featured, and two couples of Americans were interviewed that are already our clients. So I think we're really starting to get some attention of the media. That's we don't do advertisement. We just it's like word of mouth. We have some clients here that recommend, and we work with the agencies.
Right.
So
No, which I think rightful is also about leverage upon the hotel and the visibility that the hotel creates. And I think, Ali, to your question, the gastronomy, the wine, because that's something this region is very, very famous for, is on the forefront when it comes to creating visibility for this area, for this estate in particular. So it sort of goes hand in hand. And we're trying together with Jose to think of also activities to build that awareness in the States, as in us talking about it and you spreading the word obviously as well, because we are convinced that this is really a unique opportunity and Americans would love this, There's no doubt about it.
So another question is, this concept of being able to produce your own wine, is that a new concept, or is that something that's familiar in Europe?
no, we have you could in that piece from the Wall Street, there were I think that in Europe are two more resorts, one in Spain and
Yep.
another one in Italy. There's another resort in Mendoza, Argentina, that I know of, but it's not. There are few resorts that are based on this idea, I think.
Yeah. It's very unique. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's very, very unique. Yeah.
It's very
Sorry, and one thing to add on, Jose kindly invited us in the past, and then we'll be invited again to the harvest, which is an incredible happening as well. So all the clients here and some of the partners are invited to participate in at the end of the summer to the harvest, which is an unbelievable event. And you know, we'll obviously have a link that allows our listeners and our viewers to go into the images and the videos of the estate to get sort of a feel for what this is all about. And the harvest party is one of the highlights, right?
Harvest
Jose?
party is fun. Yes, we invite the owners, some hotel guests, some friends, and we go to the vineyards and pick some grapes. We have some jazz music, and then we have a nice outside al fresco dinner, and then we have a concert, so it's a way to celebrate the year that has passed and to meet that everybody that is part of the
Right.
project.
Oh, I love that.
Having said that, there's one more thing left to do, considering how exquisite the wines are. I know that you're on the other side of the pond, but I guess you're ready with a glass of wine. So I guess we should
Yeah.
do a toast to our
Cheers.
vineyards
No, to the agents.
Cheers.
Yeah.
and to our collaboration.
Yes. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank
It
you.
was wonderful to be your guest here at Land Vineyards, Jose.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you so much.
Thank you very much. My
And
pleasure.
Ali, thanks again as well. And hope to get to see you soon, and many of your customers as well.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Take
Great
care.
session. Thank you.
Okay,
Have a
thanks.
nice. Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.